Climate change poses a grave and immediate challenge. Our children cannot now avoid a future that is filled with climate disasters worldwide, and that will severely reduce the standard of living for many of them. The result will be a climate apartheid. Those who bear the overwhelming responsibility, the wealthiest countries and the wealthiest individuals, will be able to weather the storm and adapt. Those who bear the least responsibility, the poorest countries and the poorest individuals, will bear the brunt. 75 to 80% of the burden will fall on developing countries. The poor in all countries, including the richest, live in the most vulnerable areas, usually in non-resilient structures, have no resources to afford a recovery, have no social security entitlements, and will get the least assistance from their governments. Climate change is fundamentally a poverty issue. Despite the token references to climate change, the human rights community as a whole has failed to take the issue seriously. Yet it has grave consequences for all rights. The economic and social rights dimensions are obvious. The rights to life, health, housing, food and water will be gravely affected, and decades of work in the development arena will be destroyed. But the threat to civil and political rights is even greater, although rarely mentioned. Democracies have shown themselves often unable to see past the next election, and most have failed to come up with strategies that could avoid even 2 degrees centigrade of warming. Countries are increasingly declaring climate change emergencies, but this brings up the issue of a human rights state of emergency in which many rights are suspended, either to suppress demands for change or conversely to enforce them upon unwilling communities. And the prospects are high that many of the emergency solutions that will be adopted in the years ahead will take no account of human rights and will often involve major violations committed in the name of an emergency that is belatedly acknowledged.